Moxley is incredible. I'm glad he's back and he's dealt with his demons. What about you, Jimmy?
I really wish I would went first because I don't feel like a dickhead. This was good. Oh, wait a minute. Something else. Go Baker, who you all and I have seen stabbed and shot and run over and hit by trucks and thrown out of garbage. We've seen all this. Yeah, I'm supposed to be concerned when she falls backwards to the table. Boo. Boo. Yeah, Leo learned his lesson. That's what you get, Darky. In the nigger hole you go. I let Jay Lethal out.
What did you just say?
Down the nigger hole you go.
What did you love about it?
You know what? You might have.
Sounds like nothing. Reverse, bitch.
It's a laugh too.
You cretin. AEWramble gets more woman viewers than AEW.
I've reached my vagina limit. He's done. I'm over it.
I asked the question on social media that we haven't seen Leo since he asked Tony Khan to apologize.
You let Jay Lethal out. I mean, we can't have an empty nigger hole. I'm just saying.
What? Has reached vagina limits.
Do you remember? I'm not sure how much you guys follow politics. Do you remember after that George Floyd thing? All the Democrats wore like these kids, those and they kneeled down. I was like, do we have to try that hard? Can't we just give Hobbs a push?
Are you ready?
Uh-oh.
What the fuck? Ladies and gentlemen, Romeo Anthony Cologne.
All right, this is Danhausen here, very nice or evil. You are watching True Heel Heat. Probably should have had MJF do this, but here we are.
Hello. It is me, your True Hill Phenom SP3. We are live on the True Hill Heat YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch for another edition of AEWramble episode 27, the dumbest Lad-durrrr match ever.
Yes, that's how it's pronounced. Good job.
According to Jimmy Macram and Marcus Cash.
That's Marcus Cash.
But we are here to discuss AEW Dynamite Beach Break from last night on TBS, a jam-packed show with two huge matches, a setup for another huge match next week. So we are about to get into it from the freezing cold beaches of Cleveland, Ohio. We want to hear from all of you, but we want to hear from the guys on the couch that don't like wrestling, making his return to AEWramble, the hot take machine himself, Marcus Cash.
It was an interesting one. Let's get into it.
And of course, it is the man of 42,000 subscribers. You go to him for your TV and movie reviews, Jimmy Macram.
Hello, two ladies, hopefully, Tony Khan and gentlemen. You've just started talking. You already got a few things wrong. It's kind of sad, but we'll get into it. Two huge matches tonight. A huge match for next week. What the fuck are you been babbling about over there?
Will you cut it out? Will you stop it? We're going to hear from all of you in the live chat. Your super chat donations are appreciated and encouraged. It helps us highlight your comment, your hot take, a question for myself, Jimmy, or Marcus Cash. On screen, we will highlight it with your super chat donation, but we try to get to all of your comments, and we will as the show goes on. And of course, drop a thumbs up on this video, share this video with all your wrestling fans, friends, and family on all your favorite social media platforms. If you are new to the True Heel Heat YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell to stay notified for all the great content here. And you could become an even bigger supporter over on patreon.com/True Heel Heat for even more True Heel Heat content. We got our Negro Buck, Nick Jackson, in the live chat saying, "What's up, everyone? Hope everybody is doing well." We also got Lizzie Stallion from over at the Wrestling Daily community. Look at that. Look at that, Jimmy. You're already proven wrong. Oh my God, got here in time at the start of the show. Hey everyone, what's going on, Lizzie? Good to see you. We got John J saying, "Hey everyone." We also got Victor Nash in the live chat saying, "Acknowledge me." What's up, guys? And Annika Wilson. Look at this, Jimmy. Look at them. They're coming out in full force to prove him wrong. They are so unlike Tony Khan. Hey homies, this is my first time seeing Cash. Is he like Jimmy? He's like Jimmy, just a little bit more negative. And Nick Jackson answering for us. Hey, Annika. And nah, he's worse than Jimmy.
First of all, I don't think that's what Annika meant. I don't think she thinks Jimmy is bad. I don't like that vibe. All right.
Is he the only other one that makes sense of this show? Yeah.
Okay, I'm just the one that literally tells you what happened on the show, but I don't make sense. Frantic World says, "What's up, SP3, Jimmy, Marcus, and chat? What's going on, Frantic World?" And before we get into AEW Dynamite Beach Break, I said before, Annika, Lizzie, the girls in the chat are proving Jimmy wrong, but Mr. Antoine Khan is not proving Jimmy wrong, because during the week after our AEWramble episode, it was announced by Lio Rush on his Twitter and social media that on February 14th, his contract with AEW will expire and he will become a free agent. For all booking inquiries, please email leorushnow@gmail.com. We talked about this a lot last week. We talked about him missing from action, not being on the show. And then we turn around this week, and here we are. He is going to be a free agent in about 2 to 3 weeks' time now. Jimmy, do you feel vindicated?
First of all, as soon as Jay Lethal popped up, I knew what time it was. Y'all might not know, but I know. That's not how nigger holes work. It can't be empty. And if Jay Lethal's out, somebody's in it. And Lio Rush is it. First of all, for future reference, or anybody under 30 or whatever, buy a website and keep it, and then use the email from that website. Because whenever I see book me now at whatever gmail.com or yahoo.com, I go, what kind of half-ass shit is going on here?
Especially for someone who loses their job as often as Lio Rush.
And that's the other thing. Listen, Tony Khan is definitely on my racism scale. Not high, a 2 or 3. Not actively, just passively.
Yeah, he's no Donald Trump. That's what we don't even call it a number anymore. We call it Donald Trump.
If a black guy gets on, he clutches his purse a little tight.
Yeah, definitely.
I love that he has a purse.
Of course he does.
Yeah, of course.
Because they're better.
Antoine Khan.
However, Lio Rush from, I don't know, how long's he been in AEW? When he popped up in the Battle Royal?
45 seconds ago?
That was in May. That was at Double or Nothing.
I know the 7-8 months of research I've done on him has shown me that he can be a very emotional young man. We saw that after the Battle Royal. We saw that after Tony Khan's ridiculous tweet. And I assume Tony Khan not publicly apologizing, not even publicly acknowledging it, therefore leaving Leo looking like a coon in the win. Sorry. Not to me, but to a lot of them hoteps on Twitter. Keep it real. It probably bothered them more than it would bother most of us. And he was like, fuck this thing. Tony was like, all right, well, you're entitled to your opinion. Your contract expires, we'll fix something now. Like, fuck you, all right? There you go.
And is that contract actually expired? Because that's less than a year. That's 8 months. Tony's doing 8-month contracts now? They're just going to let it lapse? That feels like a release.
Well, we know that no, they don't release anybody. They don't do that. I think that Leo was on like a per date deal. He doesn't seem like the type of person that wants to. He says, quote unquote, he doesn't want to give away his independence. He said it in multiple interviews. So I could see Lio Rush being the type of guy that signs a 6-month contract, which in May he probably signed it. Then he gets the injury. That contract pauses because he does his retirement. Then he comes back in September. The contract keeps going. It could have been extended. There probably was talks to extend it. And Leo was like, nah, I see how y'all treat it, Swole. I'm going to piece up out of here. Or he just wants to flourish and go somewhere else. He's been doing a lot of dates with New Japan Pro Wrestling, which is going to be doing more U.S. dates in 2022. Maybe he wants to focus his attention there. He was at the GCW show in Hammerstein Ballroom on Sunday that I went to. Maybe he wants to focus more on the independent scene, and GCW is on the rise right now. Maybe he wants to do that. There's a whole number of
stick
things.
Around for the fucking AEW rap album?
Well, he is already on the album.
Selfish.
He's already confirmed to be on the album. He's already confirmed on the album. If his track mysteriously goes away, we know that this is more to the story, and that Antoine Khan has a little bit more of his hand in this than we will suppose for right now.
I don't know how people in the chat, but there's 3 of us here. All 3 of us are in agreement that rap album's gross, right?
It's a little bit mistimed with the tweets of Tony Khan.
It's a little bit of a bad idea, period.
I tell you, if Tony Khan had a black wife and black kids, I still would hate this idea. Boo.
I know you would hate the idea, but it would seem like a genuine thing to celebrate Black History Month if we didn't have those tweets as the example. and the fact that no African Americans are in the main event scene. That's
a start. Yeah.
Tweet or not, that's gross. Unless Cody is rapping, then I'm here for it.
But we still have this.
It's the smiling Tony Khan picture that does it.
Right? Is this how you do it? Antoine? Here you go. We got a super chat donation from CM saying, because Jimmy was right about that void. That nigga hole has been filled by Jay Lethal. So Lio Rush, be on your way. The good point by Frantic World here. Matt Cardona had a short deal with AEW 2. MCATs, like I said before, signed in September. Basically, they had a deal in place in May, but he did his retirement, came back in September, and then officially signed with the company and started up.
The fact that he retired is what is giving Tony Khan half the pass. Like, that's the kind of guy he is. I don't want to be stuck there. Yeah.
And Kaz also bringing up Leo loves his independence. Like I said, we got Nick Jackson saying, "Oh, I've been waiting all week to hear Jimmy's take on this."
I try to be fair to fucking dummy on non-booking issues as much as I can.
Yeah. We got
trying to be seen by less people every year.
Oh, we got Annika who says, Dante loses a brother.
What are his 8 fucking brothers?
We got Frantic Wells that says Leo did say he didn't want to be under contract too long in one place. He has a contract with New Japan too. We got Nick Jackson says, how was the GCW show, Sid? Was it your first one? If you want my full thoughts on the GCW event, I actually did a review of the World on GCW. Gave a little bit of my live perspective, but kind of broke down what happened on that show. Patreon.com/True Hill Heat. We got about, I think, 10 or so Patreons right now. So we're trying to up that by doing more GCW reviews. So if you want that content, go over there and check that out. We got Victor Nash talking about the ladder match. A lot of people talking about this show. So let's get into it. It was AEW Beach Break from Cleveland, Ohio. I wish Romeo made a picture of Cleveland with like snow on the beach. That would have been perfect for right now. But they started out hot with the undisputed TNT champion being decided in a ladder match between Cody Rhodes and Sammy Guevara. The both men shook hands at the start. We got a little bit of some solid wrestling to begin this match, and then things started getting loopy. We got to the outside. They go into the crowd. Sammy Guevara does a springboard off a guardrail, does a cutter on Cody. No padding, just flat back bump cutter right on the concrete floor. That was the first bump where I was like, Sammy is going to wreck himself in this match. And just in case his back was feeling fine after that bump, he got in the ring, him and Cody. Cody does a delayed vertical superplex off the top of a ladder. Crazy spot right there. And then if that spot was too crazy for you, this is one of the most impressive spots I've ever seen in a ladder match. Cody is on the ladder trying to grab the titles. Sammy Guevara has the ladder in the corner. He springboards off the ladder to Cody on another ladder, delivers a cutter.
That was clean, Jesus.
Oh my God. That was one of the sickest spots I've ever seen. Like, that's Edge giving Jeff Hardy the spear while he's hanging from the top of the belts. Penta giving the Canadian Destroyer to Matt Jackson off the ladder. Like, those are one of the more impressive spots you will ever see in a stipulation or ladder match here. On the floor, Sammy is getting his butt kicked at first. His leg is getting worked over until Fuego del Sol comes out and tells Cody to just go after the title. And just to prove that Cody is a little bit of heel, he delivers a Tiger Driver to Fuego and takes him out. Back on the floor, that's when Sammy delivers this GTH, which dazes Cody. He puts him on a ladder bridge that was set up early in the matchup. And then first we got into the ring where Cody gives Sammy a crossroads off a ladder, which was a crazy spot. And I give Sammy probably like 80% credit for that one because you could see him torquing his body. And then on the floor, that's when we get the ladder bridge swanton from Sammy. Both guys are wrecked after this because the ladder bridge does not break at all. And Sammy Guevara got the worst of this because his body bent in half and then he slammed face first into the floor. Both men crawl into the ring. They fight to the top of the ladder. They are trading punches until Sammy Guevara nails Cody with the TNT Championship and grabs both titles to become the undisputed TNT Champion. The graphic here, very nice at Beach Break. We start off with a new champion, 23 minutes, a one-on-one ladder match that was just so many spots, so many notable spots, so many risks being taken. I will give my thoughts, but first, let's hear from Marcus Cash.
Well, I had a lot of very impressive moments, like that cutter. This is the dumbest ladder match I've ever seen in my life. Absolute dumbest. First of all, it didn't need to happen because we crowned an interim champion for a week. This is already.
Wait a minute. Because before you get started, all these dumbs, I hear them already. UFC does, the champ will be out for more than a week or 2 weeks when the UFC does it. I don't want to hear it. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? That goes to Sid, whoever's in control of the chat, anybody in the chat. I don't want to hear it.
It's dumb. It's dumb. But aside from the fact that you had to give us him versus Dustin for whatever reason to make this match happen, you had spots where, while impressive, this is a pillar of your company, Sammy Guevara, and you tried actively about 7 times to end his career. Actively. That crossroads, Sammy takes it on the top of his head every freaking time he does it. So you're going to do it off of 9 feet in the air on top of that? You're going to have him do a swanton where you're going to break his back after the superplex? What are we doing? I thought we cared about this guy, despite however we might feel about him upgrading in life. I thought we cared about this guy, that he was a pillar, and we wanted him to be around for the future. Now he's trying to kill himself like Darby's already trying to kill himself actively. This building's going to crumple with 2 pillars. What are we doing? If this was Angel Ortiz versus Matt Jackson, then have at it, do all the spots. But shouldn't we try to protect Sammy Guevara a little bit?
Jimmy?
Firstly, you don't need 4 pillars. Go Baker holds up this fucking company.
Touche.
This matchup, impressive is a good word. It's an impressive ladder match. I mostly enjoyed it. The spots are just like I get some of the spots I enjoyed. For Fuego getting dropped, and then Excalibur of all people going, that's what he gets. That is the greatest I've ever heard.
That's the biggest face moment Cody's ever had.
I was like, yes. It felt like, I gotta be honest, I had no idea Cody would lose his fucking match.
Yeah,
It felt shocking to me. And I will give whoever's idea it was, I said I wouldn't blame Cody for anything anymore. I said that. So I give Tony Khan complete credit for this. Now, whenever the TNT title is on the line, I will be paying more attention because a title switch could happen. We didn't expect that Sammy reign to end when it did, and we didn't expect the Cody reign to end when it did. So I will be paying more attention.
We didn't expect the Miro reign to end when it did. So they are doing a great job with this TNT title.
Yeah. Well, who's hurt? He's still hurt.
Yeah. Like literally. Oh, Mister, you're willing to put his body on the line and break him in half. One of the pillars wants Miro to keep wrestling despite being hurt. Congratulations, you played yourself. Congratulations for that energy changing before the people's eyes live on air.
No. Don't get it twisted because I clearly said pillar. What does
it matter? You said pillar. Miro's important. It does not matter. You want to risk Miro's life and career.
Sammy's more important than Miro. Sammy's more important than
at his
Dragon or Punk
at his age for the future of their company.
28.
At his age for the future of the company, yes.
You should be more willing to do that with Sammy than Miro. Miro's older.
Which means Miro's replaceable in a couple years.
Oh, Jesus. Oh my God.
Man. I love how he can't just submit and just move on. He got to double down on the bullshit that's the opposite of everything he said.
It's not. He's not a pillar. I'm sorry.
Arguing. That match, clearly it's just important here. That match. I like starting with it if you're going to start with main events, but you are kind of setting the bar kind of high for the rest of the night, which nothing that fucking stood up to. And I know it's a ladder match. I know I sound like an old man. I understand that idea. But some of the psychology of some of these spots make no sense to me. Have you seen an interview with Perk Angle? Not Kurt Angle, Perk Angle. In 2008, where he's talking about he did the moonsault on Benoit off the top, and he missed. And he said the look Austin was giving him was not a look of, oh, that's impressive. It's a look of, I'm never going to wrestle these guys ever, because that is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Why would you do a moonsault when you're about to escape the cage? And he was like, he changed his whole perspective on fucking wrestling. And I went, fucking yes, that's how I felt this whole match. Why are we trying to get the belt? What are we even doing? He did a swanton off the top of the ladder, and then Cody got up.
Immediately.
The fuck are we even doing? I will admit, though, the finishing spot, hitting with the belt, I popped. I love that. Where's that been my whole life? The whole match should have been that. Common fucking sense.
Jericho and Michaels did that in 2008 with the No Mercy match. I mean, as per usual, our opinions differ on this one. I thought this was spectacular. This was exactly what I wanted from this matchup. I knew that Sammy Guevara would try to have a career best type of matchup in this. I knew that we would have memorable spots. I thought that Cody would do one, maybe two big major spots, but we got the superplex off the ladder. We got the crossroads off the ladder. We got that swanton. We got that springboard. I will remember this matchup. They delivered a memorable match that will probably be one of the better TV matches of the year. And it's honestly one of the better one-on-one singles ladder matches that I've seen since Undertaker and Jeff Hardy on Monday Night Raw in 2002. Like, that's how memorable I feel this is. Not as memorable as that one, but this is probably the most memorable that I remember one-on-one singles ladder matches on national TV. Cody and Sammy Guevara delivered, but I mean, already Sammy Guevara may have Steph Curry 2015 or MVP voting, because this was for me, honestly, personally, because this was a one match like performance, like Michaels in the first ladder match, like Jeff Hardy and all those TLCs. Sammy Guevara made the ladder match his own in this contest.
Wow, it's a lot of praise. As long as he's not a babyface, he'll be a big star. I'm sorry, I don't know him. He's a cunt of a character, certainly. Holy shit.
Frantic Girl says that first match was really good. We got MCats who says that springboard cutter. Annika says this is the spot, man, talking about that springboard cutter. Nick Jackson says really good match for the most part. Sammy and Cody were both bumping like maniacs, and that ladder cutter was insane. One of the best spots I've ever seen. Sammy is nuts. Oh yes, MCAT saying Cody with Crossroads. Good God, like that's what I said. Like when I brought up that spot, like you have to watch Sammy on that spot. Sammy literally does like a twist off his ladder to complete that Crossroads. Like all Cody really has to do is grab his head and turn like this, while Sammy has to do like a 360 with his body. It's I kept watching that back. I was like, Sammy is putting on a show with this one.
By the way, his song on that spot was great. Him kicking his legs as he holds his face. I thought that was fucking fantastic.
Absolutely. We got Nick Jackson saying Sammy really laid in that knee in the GTH. Yeah, lately the GTH hasn't been nailing, but that one, you saw it connect with Cody's skull.
He's exhausted. He's got a new girlfriend.
As he should be.
Leslie Stallion saying, well, that ladder spot was awesome. All I can say is RIP to his back/neck in the coming years. Yeah, Sammy's gonna feeling this match this morning for sure. Yeah, for sure. We got Annika says, man, the ladders and tables at AEW be on strike. No, the ladders at AEW. I know AJ Styles, Jeff Hardy. They're being like, yo, why we couldn't get ladders like that? Like Jeff Hardy could have completed. You remember the TLC 2 of WrestleMania 17, when he tried to walk the ladders and the ladder was too shaky and he couldn't complete it. He wished he had this ladder. If he had the ladder that Sammy springboard off of, he would have completed that spot, and we'd be still talking about that spot.
That was a great spot.
We both forgot to mention the best spot of the night, and it happened during a commercial where they just Cody Rhodes.
Cody fucking pushes that ladder on him, but with such not giving a fuck. He just kind of tips it over. It just lands on him. Turn heel, you cunt. Stop being an ass. This shit is hilarious.
M guy saying Sammy doesn't care. He's loco. Yes, he said it.
He lets us know. That's what all crazy people do. They say I'm loco. You fucking idiot.
Booty 2K says people said the same thing about the TLC matches in the day. 5 out of 6 still wrestling today. Yeah, that's true. That is true. Yeah, that's true.
A big ass break.
Huh?
So one had to take a long ass break for a few years. No,
2 of them had to take a long ass break. Edge and Christian.
There you go.
Jeff has to do a lot of drugs. So to be fair,
there you go. 3 fucked up. The Dudleys are both going. That's 5. No.
He just puts it all the way.
MCAS says that's why there's Daniel Garcia and Dante Martin to take their spots. Talking about people to replace.
Dante, maybe.
I like Daniel, but come on.
Red Death is not a pillar. I'm sorry.
Frantic Girl says maybe Sammy can do the open challenge now, like what Cody did. So I think that's going to be the key with this matchup, because this matchup could really make Sammy Guevara, and I felt like it elevated him in the finish. And most of all, I thought the outcome elevated this match altogether. I don't think I would be saying the things about this match if Cody won. It's because of what it did for Sammy, why I'm so, showering it with praise. But what does AEW do to make this reign better than Sammy's last reign as TNT champion? Cash?
I don't know.
Expert analysis. That's what the people count on.
You know what they typically don't do with the TNT title in the first place. Stop having your TNT champion wrestle jerk-offs. Have him wrestle people that kind of matter. You mentioned Dante Martin and Daniel Garcia. He should be wrestling those guys. I should never have to see him wrestle Fuego del Sol or whoever the new replacement for Peter Avalon or Marco Stunt is, or anybody else in the fucking wingman. He should not be wrestling people that don't deserve contracts, which is what typically the TNT title match is. It's a guy you've never seen on our television before, or some guy who doesn't belong on our television in the first place.
To be fair, they got you Eddie Kingston.
Exactly. Ricky Starks.
Okay. And then it got us, what, Fuego in a match.
Eddie Kingston is worth 100 TNT title matches.
That Fuego match was an awesome squash match. I'm sorry. Like that first Fuego match where he got the contract, that was one of the better squash matches I remember.
Fucking, how about you just make it an actual secondary title instead of making it an open challenge belt? We had a great story. We got Ricky Starks, Eddie Kingston. I'm forever grateful. Great. Now it's a secondary belt where fucking he fights everybody not important enough for the big belt, which should be like 6 guys to begin with. Everybody else is up for grabs, except Matt Hardy. So over.
Fair enough. Next we went to a beach in Cleveland, a snowy, frozen beach in Cleveland, where Ricky Starks is looking amazing in his ski wear. So is Hobbs in his mink coat with overalls and no shirt on. Tony looks frozen, and Hobbs says that he wants to fight Dante Martin one more time, while Ricky Starks challenges Jay Lethal to a matchup next week on Rampage in Chicago, Illinois. Any thoughts on this interview here in the frozen river of Cleveland?
Ricky Starks needs to be on television every episode of anything that they do. And Hobbs is he's hilarious and intimidating. Like, no shirt, overalls, and whatever furry jacket that was. That's a great look. Like, I wouldn't mind him wearing that to the ring. Just his little pimp jacket with his overalls.
To be fair, if he was a skinny man, you would think he's homeless. He just picked up random things on the street to start wearing them. But he can't be homeless because he's clearly forged protein. So that ain't it.
Where he's eating other homeless people.
Cannibal Hobbs? Oh my god.
Cannibal Hobbs.
I will say this. While I'm excited, for both those matches, is it just me, or do I not need anything other than this show promoted in the first half an hour? Like, it's still early to be promoting other stuff, no? I'm just asking.
I feel you.
I'm not all the way on that ledge, but I have a problem with promoting something for next week's Rampage. Like, that's 9 days away. Right. Not next week's Dynamite, not this week's Rampage. There's 2 whole shows between now and then. This could have waited.
That's fair.
I'm talking about something else. I'm talking about how awesome Hook is. Right.
Yeah, why not? Or how many brothers Dante Martin has? How many brothers Dante Martin has, and why he's forgotten about the one that he actually has?
Yes.
And what is he going to do about one getting fired? Is he more enraged now?
He didn't get fired, ladies and gentlemen. We don't promote fake news on AEWramble. He didn't get fired. His contract is expiring, or he is going away from this anti-black company. Either or. Match number 2, we had Wardlow in a handicap match versus Jobby McJobberson and his brother Darren. And this is what you would expected. Murder. Another Wardlow murder. We get 6 power bombs in the Powerbomb Symphony, and this match is over within seconds. Spears wants to hit the dudes with the chair as per usual, but Wardlow stops him and tells him to chill on the ramp, and Spears high-fives him as they head to the back. Any thoughts on Wardlow with a huge reception in his hometown of Cleveland with another Powerbomb Symphony? I like this spot. What's your
Wardlow's a star, and this was great, and only his second best performance of the night. I love this.
As we'll get to.
Yeah, Wardlow is great squash matches, and proof that we don't need people like Fuego. We can just hire bums and bring them in for a night.
Ladies and gentlemen, what Marcus Cash is trying to tell you is that now that Marco Stunt is probably going away from AEW, he has chosen Fuego del Sol as his new object of hatred.
No,
even when it gets stale, he will continue to hate Fuego del Sol.
Marco and Avalon are both gone, so we've already chopped off 1 and 2, and Janela's going, so that's 3. If we get Sonny Kiss out of here too, yo, I'm living my best life.
welcome back. We had we had Victor Nash who said the ladder match should have been the main event. They should have started the show with the lights out match with Adam Cole and Orange Cassidy. I disagree with that. That's not what the lights out match is. The lights out, that's the end of the show, and then you have the lights out match. So I got opening hot with the ladder match, and especially because what we've seen on TBS, most especially, they get almost 2 million people to watch that first minute. So if they the allure of a ladder is a little bit more attractive than the lights going off, Justin Roberts giving us the rules and stuff like that, I think the ladder match was the right choice to go. What about y'all?
I'm with Victor Nash because you want to keep them hooked to your main event and keep them tuned into the show.
I do think there's a reason the best match goes on last frequently, and that's because it kind of books them all down when they're in the opening match. Unless you're a drag, then it doesn't count about anything.
That's fair. We have Nick Jackson who says they just need to give him more match with wrestlers on his level and stay the hell away from Jericho's bullshit. Talking about Sammy Guevara. We also have MCAS who says Sammy wrestled Jay Lethal, Bobby Fish, and Ethan Page. Not exactly jobbers. It's just
not exactly, but close enough. Outside the last one, Jay Lethal's been in the nigga hole. Bobby Fish was in some hole somewhere before Adam Cole pulled him out. What are you talking about? And then he wrestled. What's my man that has a terrible nickname? The premier athlete. He wrestled him. Where the fuck that motherfucker been? Enough of these people. Stop signing people because you have daddy's fucking checkbook.
Jesus Christ. Frantic World says Sky is next for Sammy's TNT title.
Another not exactly
Scorpio Sky.
Another guy that could just go away. Actually, Scorpio Sky versus Matt Jackson for the next ladder match for the spots.
We got Alan Weinstein joining us saying, I hate the way they are making Wardlow basically one note with these power bombs. He can do so much more. Well, it's working. It's working. If that's the thing that's working, then you keep doing it. When he has actual matches, he will do more, and that will be even more impressive. But if something's working, you keep doing it.
And we're putting over a power bomb. All these bastardized moves from the 90s that everybody's just like, oh, transition. No, we're bringing powerful moves back and making them dominant moves again.
Exactly. Agreed. We got MCAS who says Fiego is fire, and he will become a tag team champion with Fiego Dos. Stop the Fiego hate. He has 10 kids to feed.
You're lucky I can't block you.
I don't give a shit about your kids.
Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Next up, we had our trios matchup of Chris Jericho, Santana, and Ortiz of the Inner Circle versus 2.0 and Daniel Garcia. This was what we expected, what was foreshadowed in last week's interview segment. Santana and Ortiz ain't fucking with Chris Jericho anymore. They literally kept him out of this entire matchup. They would tag each other. Ortiz got the heat in this matchup when he went for the tag. Only Jericho was on the apron, and then Santana just jumps up and puts his hand in front of Jericho so Ortiz can tag Santana. Jericho is not with the shits. He's about to leave, but instead he delivers the Judas effect to Parker so Santana can hit a power driver to get the victory. So the Inner Circle get the win, but they cannot coexist. There is clear dissension between Jericho, Santana, and Ortiz, with Proud and Powerful feeling Jericho is holding them back from Tag Team Gold. What did you think about this match and the story being told here, Jimmy?
First of all, nobody in the audience cared about this match. That's kind of sad. Because I like Santana and Ortiz. And Chris Jericho's a big star, so I don't know why this is happening. Outside the fact that it's a non-Eddie Kingston version of the same story you're trying to tell. But
probably it. That's probably it, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, I can't be mad at it. I must say, Santana had the spot of the night when he tagged himself in and then told Chris Jericho to beat it. I popped huge because it felt so realistic. Hit the bricks.
Very Eddie-ish.
I don't know how I feel about the finish, which is these two brown people can't win about Chris Jericho. But I'm just saying he's got a track record. But it's moving the plot forward at least. So I am curious. the most.
Cash?
I think everybody was down for this match because this is a match that we only need to see for the conclusion, like the aftermath. Like nobody cared about this match at all. We just want to see, are they going to stomp out Jericho or not? And they didn't, so we wait longer. Grr.
Next, we had a back and forth video package exchange where Lance Archer is talking about his matchup against Hangman Adam Page for the AEW World Championship. Hangman Adam Page finds a way, even in a few seconds, to stand out because his spit take of finding out that his matchup with Archer in 2 weeks on Dynamite will be a Texas death match was hilarious. But I will say this is once again AEW not putting enough of a spotlight on their champion. What did you think about this little short segment here, Jimmy?
That was your problem with it? I mean, yeah, it's awful, but I have a couple problems with it. Okay. In writing class, I learned that you always have to be able to answer why, at least a few whys deep. So Lance Archer attacks Hangman Page. Why? Well, Hangman's champion. You want to make a message. Great. Hangman wants to fight Archer. Why? Because he attacked him. Great. They're going to have a title match. Why? I don't know. Lance Archer's not the number one contender. Is he?
Nor ranked.
He's number 3. Yes, he is ranked.
What? How? Oh, he's been missing forever.
He's 3-0 in 2022.
All right, never mind. I'm with Cat. I'm get rid of the system. All right, I'm with Cash. I gave it a shot. I gave it a hell of a shot. Get rid of it. There's going to be a Texas death match. Why? Because Lance Archer says so. That's why. God damn it. What? The only thing worthy of anything in this is Hangman going, what?
Even Hangman was like, wait, what? Huh? How?
All you had to do.
Also, Lance Archer has booking power over the champion.
All they have to do is cut a promo with Dan Lambert saying that he negotiated this staff.
Or he challenges Hangman, and Hangman's the best. What? And as a badass, he's like, fuck it. You got it. But no, because Dummy's a dummy, Lance Archer says, it's going to be my match. Oh, okay, well then, sure, boss, whatever you want. Oh my, what are we doing? Because you're terrible, sir. What does being rich make you think you have superpowers you can do anything? I don't get it. Oh. Yes, that's my feeling too.
I miss that Hangman. I miss drunk Hangman.
Yeah, he was fucking
he was so much better.
More feature at least.
Right. I love that we're challenging. We're not challenging. We're telling the champion. We're gonna have him compete in my match that I've had all of one time on AEW television. This is Texas Death. You had it one time on television. Oh, he had it in Japan. I don't give a fuck. He had it on AEW television one time, and
hey, that was the one big match he won, so it is his match.
That's true. That was so shocking. And they did what with it? Because Lance Archer can't be pushed for whatever reason. He stinks. This is his 5th field push.
Did he win that match against some nigga who's never gonna see again?
John Moxley.
Oh, it was a Moxley match?
That was a Moxley match. He actually beat John fucking Moxley in the push. Still didn't work.
He's one of 3 people to defeat John Moxley in AEW.
That's such a shame.
Nick Jackson and Kenny Omega.
What a weird list.
Nick Jackson was in that tag match with the Young Bucks versus
it's just Omega.
Moxley and Kingston. Yeah, 1-on-1. Yeah, only Kenny Omega is the only person to pin John Moxley in AEW because the Texas Death Match is last man standing.
You actually fucking.
So he knocked out Moxley, which is kind of worse.
You wasted that on Lance Archer. Yuck. And that was just what, 3rd field push?
Yuck. Oh my god, yuck.
What does he have on this guy? Does he just threaten Tony Khan every week?
I think he has the leaked emails of racism and
they were going back and forth.
There you go. Backstage, Tony is between Private Party and Jurassic Express with Christian. Private Party, of course, is with Matt Hardy. And we hear that Private Party is getting their shot at the AEW World Tag Team titles this Friday night on AEW Rampage. Christian talks a little ish. Jungle Boy had the best line of this whole segment saying, "This watch is fake," talking about Isaiah Cassidy's watch. And that was the most I got from this. But it sets up a match that I'm interested to see. What did y'all think about this short little backstage segment?
What the fuck happened to fucking Andrade? That's my immediate thought.
He's just acting president.
Christian Matt Hardy. It's not a feud, but
this is the role. This is the role that we need them in a manager.
I don't. I need Christian as a heel, fucking up Jungle Boy.
Well, he's biding in his time. He's biding his time.
How much time you got, sir? Aren't you 40 something? What you do when you have a strong back? It is what it is. I'm not thrilled with Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus' reign so far. To be fair, how could you? The way that the show's booked. Whatever.
I will say they haven't put an exact spotlight on the world title, the tag titles, or the woman. The woman.
Unless he changes pronouns.
Antoine Khan. Yes, Antoine Khan. Antoine.
Yeah, I didn't find it super hilarious about the watch line, but at least Jungle Boy's trying to have a personality. But again, with the ranking systems, Private Party's the number one contender. What? I love Private Party. I think they should have did more with them year one. We're now in year 3? But geez, how? What? Why? Mark Quinn's wrestled 2 matches this year. What are we talking about?
Said, remember, Jurassic Express said they're not just going after the number one contenders. They said anyone ranked in the top 5, and I believe Private Party is ranked 4th.
I thought I heard them say Private Party's ranked 1, but even the fact that they're ranked 4 is preposterous. What the fuck are we doing with this ranking system? And why are we doing?
Can we just get rid of it?
WWE mid-carders all feuding with each other, like Christian and Matt Hardy and Billy Gunn was a thing last week. What are we doing with the Intercontinental title scene of the 90s? Can we go away?
Not the 90s,
whatever.
Early 2000s. Early 2000s more than 90s. Next up, we had CM Punk come out. He says he tried to walk out like a badass, but Cleveland got him hyped. He's here to fight. He's taped up. He's got his long boys on, and he says, go ahead and chant his name. You know who I want to fight. It'll be the first time in history he hears his name being chanted. The fans chant MJF, and of course Shivani interjects, sucks. CM Punk wants to show off his souvenir from last week, and he has on MJF's scarf. He says that the scarf is a fake. You can get it on Amazon for $5. Get a dozen for $5. In fact, it was made in Long Island, which means it's not made of strong material. Punk wants MJF in this ring. He's gone through FTR, Wardlow, and Spears. He wants MJF, and he wants him now. And here he comes. MJF wants his music cut, and so does Punk. We hear "You suck" chants for MJF. They want MJF to change into his gear and wrestle him tonight. He knows you're dumb, but not deaf. Is this what you want? MJF asks the crowd. He then says, no. Are we out of our mind? Why would he waste one of the most historical matchups on Cleveland, Ohio? This place is disgusting. It's a cesspool. He'll give us the match next week in Chicago, the match we want, CM Punk versus MJF. But they're not in Chicago. They're in Cleveland, a place rich in historical significance to the man in the ring. This match is a dream match. They want it now. People are frothing at the mouth. They want it, or at least they think they do. We get shut the fuck up chants for MJF at this point. He says, while the match itself is going to be spectacular, the outcome will be upsetting. Not only will he beat Punk in his hometown, something unsettling will happen. We people will finally get to see the real CM Punk. The one who loses his fake smile the second he doesn't get what he wants. The Punk who blames all of his failures on everyone else but himself. The CM Punk who is more willing to sue if he feels he hasn't gotten his just due. Our same hero who claimed he left wrestling and came back will soon say that he is leaving wrestling again. He would never leave us again, right? He loves us. Didn't y'all same people say the same thing about LeBron James? Great pop for that one. Great line by MJF. CM Punk lied. He left all of us, all the fans who loved and supported him. When he was scheduled to make an appearance here in Cleveland in 2014, he no-showed and turned his back. What makes you think you won't do it again? Punk gets on the mic and he says that MJF listened to that podcast that he says that Punk cried on because he's a fan. The next two things he says are not mutually exclusive. The best thing he ever did was leave, and the best thing he ever did was come back. Go into the back, get his 3-inch lift boots, and lace them up, and let's get to business. He says, poor little Maxwell sitting at home watching his heroes on TV. They're human beings. Basically, this sounded like CM Punk was talking to the fans. Sometimes you gotta take matters into your own hands, and that's what he's always does. He's never lied to the people. He'd rather be him than try and fail than be MJF and never show up. MJF says, okay, let's test that real quick. Talking about CM Punk wanting to fight, and out comes FTR and Wardlow, and then CM Punk is jumped from behind by Shawn Spears with a steel chair. The Pinnacle jumps CM Punk. We get Shawn Spears with a steel chair shot and a great Just Swing It shirt in the same font and style as The Rock's old Just Bring It shirt. Wardlow during all of this is looking very conflicted. He doesn't want to be involved. He doesn't want to do anything until MJF tells him to powerbomb CM Punk. Despite the conflicting feelings of Wardlow, he does deliver the powerbomb onto CM Punk onto a chair, and then MJF sits on CM Punk's chest in the cross leg position and says that it's so apropos that the same place his career started is where it will end next week in Chicago for CM Punk. I thought this segment was phenomenal. This was a great go-home segment between these two men. I love the lines. I love the build-up for Chicago. It makes sense. The start of this whole feud, it ends. We're in the same place. So what did you think, Cash?
Well, not that. The Just Swing It shirt, great. Wardlow's mannerisms and facials were the best part of all of this, I thought.
Facials. You watching backstage?
The faces Wardlow was making. Jesus.
Facial expressions.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
You just add a word and it becomes perfectly fine.
Wardlow was great. MJF, not only speaking complete truth because Cleveland versus Chicago, come on.
You been to Cleveland?
I have not, nor will I. I've been to Chicago though. Sitting on Punk's chest, Kenta style. I thought that was kind of cool. So you didn't know I knew that.
It was Punk style, but go ahead.
But Kenta did that on somebody's chest.
Yeah.
Right. But overall,
No, wait a minute. No. Well, maybe you've changed your opinion in the last few hours, but you were fucking giving me a hard time about the segment.
No. Your exact words were you hate white meat babyface promos, and I said Punk delivered it best that I've ever heard it. Not that I liked it, but that was the best version of a white meat babyface promo I've ever heard.
I love how fucking CM Punk has not learned from MJF.
Marcus Cash is being negative on a segment for the sake of being negative after he already said he liked it. Colored me shocked. Jimmy, what did you think? What did you think about this segment, Jimmy?
Fucking meh to all of that. MJF carried it. MJF was fantastic. Fucking MJF mocking CM Punk's insert name of town a month ago, and then CM Punk comes out and does the same fucking thing this week. Yawn. I gotta be honest. I'm not gonna do a hot take. So to be completely clear about this, this is not a hot take. You gotta listen to everything I'm about to say. Okay? You with me? Okay. CM Punk is a great promo. He's great. But after watching a lot of his stuff the last week, don't ask me why. I get on YouTube binges and I just go. Without the fourth wall, without breaking the code of what we're in here, I don't think he's all time. He isn't. You think all the great promos, the pipe bomb, the MJF stuff, the Eddie Kingston, anytime he has to stay within the confines of a storyline, he's just okay. He's good. He's only great when he fucking goes off the rails and starts talking like we're all actors here. And this proved it to me. I boo, yawn. and I came back and I hurt her. I always get back up. Okay, fucking Superman, would you shut up? What are you babbling about? Yawn. MJF was great, as per always. The attack was great. I'm not sure how I feel about Wardlow's lack of wanting to fuck up CM Punk. I'm not sure why he's anti-fuck people up all of a sudden.
I felt it was more he was anti doing anything MJF tells him to do more than anything.
You know
because there were some people that were generally upset he didn't turn right there, and I made the argument on the Believe in Pro Wrestling podcast that what the fuck is he up in CM Punk for? The same guy that got his pay docked? Yes, it was MJF who did it, but the reason he did it is because CM Punk beat him. Why would I help him?
I didn't consider the MJF telling him what to do. I'm not mad at that. But the face you showed felt like a conflicted face. That was a conflicted face.
Yeah.
Wardlow face you said. He's great, by the way. He's gonna be a huge star. Punk, I do feel like this match should have happened a couple weeks earlier. I get Chicago. I don't care. But yeah, I felt like we passed the 12 o'clock mark. We're at 12:01. It's way over it, but it peaked a couple weeks ago.
Do you think we'll get a full-fledged match next week?
It's such a big deal. I can't see AEW being that ballsy to pull the rug out from my neighbors. If this was Vince, I would definitely say it's 50-50. But being AEW,
I would say no. This match is not happening. It's just it's like Brock versus Angle before WrestleMania 19 when Angle's brother acted like him, just so you could have a match where Angle beat Brock before you get to WrestleMania 19.
That was fucking. If this was fucking Vince, the show had opened with CM Punk laid out. What the hell happened to CM Punk?
Oh my god. No, I think it might start. I think we get like a weird like dusty finish or whatever, where it's like inconclusive, no winner.
I can see that. I can definitely see that. We got to highlight a few more comments. Remember, super chat donations are appreciated, and make sure we highlight your comment on screen here. We got Keenan here with us who says Brian Cage versus Wardlow would be dope if Brian Cage ever gets back on television. But he seems to be a part of that group that Cash was bringing up earlier with Marco Stunt that might be on their way out of the company.
Yeah, his contract's up shortly. But he would be a great replacement for Wardlow's bodyguard.
There you go. Frantic World says Texas Deathmatch Bay, talking about Archer versus Hangman Page. We got Alan Weinstein shouting out the AHFO. This is the most reference to that we saw on anything on AEW Dynamite last night. We got Frantic World who says Archer versus Mox Texas Deathmatch in New Japan Pro Wrestling was crazy. We got Razor Gem who says the ranking should only be for the main shows, not the YouTube shows, because wrestlers can collect more wins. No, I like the fact that you use the YouTube shows to booster up those records.
Yes, but no. That makes sense. Yes, because that's what the YouTube shows should be for, but no, because this whole idea is fucking ridiculous. Get rid of the ranking thing. If you have to finagle it on YouTube shows, it doesn't work. You gotta get rid of it.
Also, it should only count for rostered members. So it should be a match competed where everyone is an official member of the roster. So when you
that's too much.
When you compete against Chloe Blowy, that doesn't count as a win on your stat.
Why is Wardlow number one with all these bum?
Wardlow is in the top 5. But if you go by what. If you go by what Marcus Cash is saying, that none of Wardlow's wins would count. What?
It shouldn't.
That doesn't make any sense. All wins should count. If it happens on AEW, it should count.
Oh my god.
No, it should count against people a part of AEW.
Nah, should count regardless. We got John J who says, well, this showed that Punk certainly has no friends in the back. Yeah, nope. Sting and Darby weren't there. I wish commentary would have said that. That was the first people I thought of. I was like, I thought him and Sting and Darby were pretty cool. They got their face painted together and everything.
And they fought FTR. You would think that somebody would fucking whisper that into fucking Tony Schiavone's ear on commentary, but you know what? Fuck it. Whatever.
Frantic World says Punk is the best at promos.
Stop it. He's not Foley. He's not Austin. He's not Funk. He's not Heyman. Stop.
He's in my top 10. Annika says I didn't like MJF in this segment, either saying the same thing. He left. He's not the same. He's PG.
Great. We've heard this like 3 times now. I got it. You guys don't like each other, I don't think.
I don't think you guys like each other. That's what you're trying to say. Next we have Marcus Cash favorite part of the show. The Acclaimed are upset. They bring up Jon Moxley, jumping him in their first match with him last year before the bell, then jumping Max after his match. Everyone is happy he's back, but Bowens will get some revenge on Fridays, and it was made official. Anthony Bowens will verse Jon Moxley this Friday on Rampage. The best line was by Bowens in this one. Yeah, that face. The best line was by Bowens in this one, who said that Jon Moxley looked like Oscar from Hey Arnold, which popped me. Cash, what did you think?
I don't know who Oscar is, but
Oscar is the bummy looking guy that lived in the boarding house with Hey Arnold.
He doesn't remember what he had for breakfast. You're gonna ask him about
that is true.
20 years ago.
Good point, Jimmy. Good
point. Anthony Bowens, you poor bastard. You're going to get mauled. However, they're featured, so that's a win. Star wipe. Everybody loves the Acclaimed.
I thought this was really good, actually. Especially compared to that segment they had 2 weeks ago. This was charismatic. It flowed. They had confidence and charisma. A couple of stars, these guys. As long as neither one of them says anything dumb, which was the odds of that happening.
Maybe not. Backstage, we see Julia Hart with Griff Garrison. They're with Tony Schiavone. In comes Smart Mark Sterling, who says that Jade has personally chosen Julia to be the next challenger for the TBS Championship, but she's got to sign a waiver because of her eye. Griff tells her she should chill and fully recover, and Hart says she can fight her own battles and signs the contract. Yep. What did you guys think?
That was great. Don't brush off that segment. It was fucking fantastic. Fucking Mark Sterling going, how's the eye? Well, it's great. Sign is stupid. It worked for me. And Julia Hart, very sassy. Very fuck off Griff Garrison.
Whose side are you on anyway?
Fuck off Griff. I'm here for it. I'm here for everything that happened in that segment. It was one of my favorite segments of the night, ironically.
Cash?
It's my second favorite thing of the night, actually. Yeah, we're going to talk about the House of Black randomly, so we're going to talk to Julia Hart about the House of Black. And then as soon as we do, Mark Sterling was like, hey, you're still hurt, right? Great. My champion wants to fight you and defend the title against you. Here, make sure you cross all the T's and dot all the I's.
Wink.
Like, that was great. I really could have used whose side are you on anyway? Because Griff is just like, no, what are you doing? Like, you were Brian Pillman a couple weeks ago. Except here.
Griff is the voice of reason in the varsity class.
I'm trying to help.
Yeah. This was great. I enjoyed the hell out of it. This was funnier than it should be. And this is a match that should be, on television. Like a different one.
It'll certainly be fucking fast.
Better than something else we saw.
Will it?
Next up, we had our obligatory our one women's match of the night. Legit Layla Hirsch going one-on-one with Red Velvet. Red Velvet even ran to the ring because they are on limited time, ladies and gentlemen. We had Red Velvet. I mean, this was a little sloppy, a little rough, as usual, but they didn't even get the time to kind of recover this, but it did go 8 minutes long. Layla Hirsch did look impressive. She almost got the win with her cross arm breaker, but instead got the win with a handful of tights because she's all about her fucking money, ladies and gentlemen. Layla Hirsch gets the victory now that she is on a new path. What did you think about this matchup here? After the bell, Layla did attack Red Velvet, and it was Chris Statlander who, looked great. Yeah. Came out for the save. What did y'all think about everything post-match and the match itself, Cash?
You said they didn't have enough time at 8 minutes. I think that was 4 times too long. It should have been 2 minutes and maybe give an extra minute to the post-match beatdown of Red Velvet, if anything. If you really want to get Layla Hirsch over as a heel. And give me a little bit longer of Chris Statlander in those shorts. But the match was bad, man. Like it felt like forever. I felt like my teeth was getting pulled while I was watching this. And I like Layla Hirsch, and I can see the improvement, though not fast enough, out of Red Velvet. But it's just like, yuck, this doesn't belong on television.
The fact that you said you see the improvement in Red Velvet means I was not paying enough attention earlier because, dear God, she's atrocious. She's bad.
She was really bad, though. She was teaming with Brandy because, God damn.
Well, to be fair, look at her teacher. Somebody who doesn't know how to wrestle teaches somebody to wrestle. What? But yeah, she was. Listen, I too don't want to get punched in the face or kneed in the head. So if I was going to be pretend kneed in the head, I would move fast too. But I would stink in the ring because of my fear of getting kneed in the head. She was moving out of the way of everything and moving fast. Like, I'm not getting hit by anything. I'm pretty. Once this wrestling bullshit is over, I have a career left. Fuck y'all. Layla was great after the match. During the match, she couldn't save it because she's 4'11". I don't like pretending she's not. Statlander is great, and she looks great, and I look forward to her match with Layla Hirsch.
Agreed. All of that stuff that Jimmy said there. Next, we went backstage for a video package where it's Malachi Black and Brody King of the House of Black. Black talks about a house being built on conflict. And what better way to please a crowd who feeds off conflict and violence than Brody? Brody gets some promo time and says, just like death, they are inevitable. I love the presentation of this. I'm digging. This is so much better than Malachi Black on his own already. Like, I'm loving Brody and Malachi, how they look together. This should be the team that beats Jurassic Express because it just works out that way. They are like the perfect match. I want to see Malachi Black and Jungle Boy, Luchasaurus and Brody King. Those are big meaty men slapping meat. Like, I want to see this match, Jurassic Express and House of Black. I want that. What about you, Jimmy? How did you think about this little promo here?
As much as I love Maki Ito and her army, an army is not one. So the idea of the House of Black being two people is preposterous. I don't like it. We need more people. But
it's a single room house.
It made me feel, because he called out Pac and the Death Triangle, it made me feel that there might be another member coming in.
Okay. 3 minimum. That's a group. That's a house. 2 people is a tag team.
They're the kings of the Black Throne when it's just 2 of them. Yeah.
Oh, they're like National Hall Wolfpack inside the NWO. Okay, I'm with you.
Exactly. The outsiders inside the NWO.
I really like this segment. Brody King talks much better than I thought, though he should always lead because Malachi Black sounds like he's inhabited this character for like 20 years. He just knows what he's doing. This was great, and I hadn't considered Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy, but I like it a lot, firstly. And secondly, as long as we don't start with some fucking dance routine for the first 10 minutes of the fucking match, I would be okay with it. I still can't get over that shit. I hate that fucking match. Sorry.
Jesus Christ. Cash?
Yes, this is a lot better than when Malachi Black was on his own because they ran Malachi Black through the horseshit ringer when he first came out. I'm going to murder everyone. Struggling with Brock Anderson, Lee Johnson, Cody Rhodes is a thing.
He didn't struggle with Brock Anderson. He finished Brock Anderson in like 3 minutes.
What did he say? He was going to
3 minutes, exactly. Not 1, 3.
I'm going to murder He delivered pretty good. I'm going to murder everyone. 12 minutes.
What the fuck? That was awful, his debut. And then he would randomly disappear. So yes, this is already infinitely better. I had never heard Brody King talk. I like the voice. The voice fits. It's like not super hokey, cartoonish, brooding big man. It's like kind of like I've never seen The Sopranos, but like kind of sounds like he should be in The Sopranos.
Yeah, that's true. I'm gonna fuck somebody up.
And he looks good. He looks clean in that blazer for sure.
Right? I would kind of have him fight like that, quite frankly. A lot better than all the tattoos.
What? Huh?
He's got a lot going on.
Yeah, that's what they do.
He's got a lot.
We fuck people up. We tat it up.
Exactly.
That's what they do. Pay attention. That's the gimmick.
I know, but he looks so clean with the suit, though. He looks
God.
clean.
All right. Before Marcus Cash buries himself. Back after a break, Tony is in the ring with a table of the PWI awards and inside the rope awards for Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. She says it's been a while since her and Cleveland had a chat. She brings up her name being in the mouths of MJF and Punk and how she hasn't been on the mic in a very long time, which is a crime itself. Look at the year that she's had. We get some of the PWI awards. She won Best Women's Wrestler, Match of the Year, and Most Improved Wrestler, as well as a women's wrestler for Inside the Ropes. She told us 2021 was going to be the era of DMD, and since the night that she's won the title, she had 9 victories. And her and Cleveland share a relationship with that number because against the Steelers, Baker Mayfield was sacked 9 times. Of course, he was injured, all while Britt did all of this with a broken freaking wrist. Let's talk about the Baker that actually wins shit around here. This division was a wasteland. She made it a Brittopia. Anyone could have made this division theirs, but no one did. No one, she didn't take anyone's spot. She created the top spot. And after she took over the entire division, she surpassed the entire roster and became the face of AEW. She's been making history since she first got here. She stands here, voted by you, Female Wrestler of the Year. Cleveland made the history books this year as well when Baker Mayfield threw 10 incompletions. What a guy. She says she is here for Cleveland. She will not just settle. She won't settle until she is Female of the Decade, and you might as well give it to her now. She said it once. She'll say it again. She will be the champion we deserve. Finally, a Baker we can count on. Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. These fans went through bipolar disorder. They cheered Baker when she came out. They booed her for all the Cleveland Browns disses. And then at the end, chanted DMD like everyone else. Jimmy, your thoughts on this promo by Go Big?
That's how GOAT things work. I know Thunder Rose is busy, so we can't do the Thunder Rosa thing yet. She's got to fire from Shane Martinez first.
Which was mentioned, right?
No, I think you and I mentioned it.
No, exactly. That's my point.
Hilarious. However, let me be completely clear what I'm about to fucking say. I'm not comparing her to Dan Lambert on any level whatsoever. She's the GOAT, replacing Sasha Banks. But I'm just saying she felt directionless, much like Lambert has been a lot. That's all I'm saying. Let's be completely clear. One more time. Now, that aside, she moved the material she had. She was great. It felt like she fucking lost her place halfway through. She kind of repeated herself. But I'm not mad at it. She got back on track, and she plowed through all those psychopaths in Cleveland doing a shitty Pittsburgh chant. Shut up. I don't even know what any of this is. Boo. But I got to be honest, I felt like the point of this segment, if I'm going to give Tony Khan any credit, which I'm not sure I should, but if I was going to, this felt like the big villain speech at the end of episode 9, right before he loses in episode 10. That's what this felt like to me. Like Goat Baker's fucking crowning moment before the Thunder Rosa lost a month or a month and a half from now. That's what it feels like. And I'm concerned. So it should happen. She can't be the champion forever.
Can't.
We need a fucking babyface run. We need a whole type of shit.
That's why we got a secondary championship.
Britt Baker can only become the first ever 2-time AEW Women's World Champion by losing it the first time.
Or she can retire as champion when they close the company. Or when she retires.
Any thoughts on this promo?
Would you agree it felt a little long in the tooth?
It felt like she was trying to fill in for time.
Yeah. Right. The time we didn't have a second ago for that match that went 4 times too long. Like this.
So wait, are you telling me somebody doesn't know how to book a wrestling show?
It's I love Go Baker as well. But and for a while I'm like, all right, this should end. Who's running in to start a fight? Oh, nobody. All right, like this felt kind of long. Granted, Go Baker can handle it for the most part, but it still felt long. So
After the last 2 weeks we had, this would have been a perfect spot for Serena Deeb to come out and interrupt Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, because she's been the most dominant woman in AEW the last few weeks. I want to see the professor versus the doctor.
I know you do, but she's a heel, sir.
I don't care. I don't care. Britt Baker is supposed to be a heel too. And these dumb fans in Cleveland, after she insulted them for 10 minutes, still chanted DMD. So you can put her in against Serena Deeb, ladies and gentlemen.
You buy tickets to watch Michael Jordan slaughter your team with the understanding that Michael Jordan is going to slaughter your team.
I don't think Cleveland understood Michael Jordan was going to do that. We did also got a quick segment with excuse me, Vicky Guerrero and Nyla Rose are here. She's pissed at Soho for beating her in the TBS title tournament, and she says Ruby got a fluke victory, so she wants her next week on Dynamite.
Was Ruby not there?
Huh?
Is Ruby there?
I don't know. She was in New York on Sunday, so maybe she didn't make the trip.
Yeah. I'm going to say some Monday Night Quarterback. Why not have Ruby come out and then have Nyla fuck her up?
Could have done
Ruby interrupts Go Baker and have Nyla fuck her up.
Could have done that. Chair relax.
By the way, where's Go Baker's crew? I'm concerned.
It's been a few weeks, ladies and gentlemen.
Have we dropped the Jamie Hayter thing? What we doing here?
I don't know. It's been a few weeks. Chair relax says Punk is better when he is a heel. Talking about our Punk conversation from earlier. Annika says, can they get someone else to lose to people? I like that one. We also got Roxy, who says Mox is going to murder him, talking about Anthony Bowens. Chair relax with a good point. So Jade is now picking jobbers with physical ailments.
Yes. She's the champion. She can pick a jobber.
He picked a jobber with physical ailment. Yeah, it's a 4-match show, so Roxy makes a good point. Jade versus Julia is going to be a total of 30 seconds. I hope it's not more than 2 minutes. That match doesn't need to be. Annika says this would be a squash. Jade socks her in the eye, then hits her move. 1, 2, 3.
That visual of gigantic Jade fucking throwing a punch and hitting this bitch in the eye is the greatest thing I've ever seen.
Punch her in the good eye. Oh shit.
Oh, she'll get full extension on it too.
John Jay says Julia Blackheart. Oh, there you go. This segment was not necessary. Talking about the Britt Baker segment, I'm sure, but yeah, I mean, it felt like a victory lap, but did we really need the victory lap on this show?
It was a victory lap after the Adam Cole stuff. It's just misplaced.
Yeah. We got Bro here. Thanks for joining us. Says this segment time could have went to another women's match.
No.
Yes, I would have loved this. I would have loved to see Serena Deeb murder somebody else. Absolutely. I agree.
Okay, well, that's fair. I don't know.
To be fair, that one should have been in place of the one we got.
John Jay says, why did not one woman in the back take an issue with what Britt said? Surely someone should have come out to confront her.
And say what exactly?
Yeah.
That she's wrong? How?
I may not be worthy, but.
Oh, you know what? That could have worked. I may not be worthy, but I don't.
MCAS says, did DMD need to put herself even more over? I thought for sure someone was coming out, but nope. Yeah, I thought someone would come out, but I wanted Serena Deeb, but you know, they didn't do that. Antoine didn't do that. We got Frantic World says Britt Baker versus Serena Deeb, and then we get Britt versus Thunder Rosa. That's
what you can't have Deeb lose.
Yes,
Deeb
you can.
And I don't want to.
Yes, you can. So you can have her lose to Britt Baker. That's the only one that should beat her right now.
I don't want the silence in that fucking match because nobody knows who to cheer.
Pretty sure. Next, we had our main event of the evening, the lights out match between Orange Cassidy and Adam Cole. Orange Cassidy showing that he is serious from the very beginning by crumbling up his glasses and coming at Adam Cole with some intensity. They fight on the outside. Adam Cole goes to get a steel chair, and it is none other than Danhausen onto the chair. Huge pop for Danhausen in Cleveland, Ohio. I was surprised by the volume of that pop. I didn't expect too many people to know Danhausen. And then Tony Khan announced on the Twitter machine that Danhausen is officially All Elite. Yes, let those merchandise money pour in, Tony. Good move right there. We had some interference towards the middle of this matchup with Brandon Cutler coming down. He's attacked by Wheeler Yuta. Wheeler Yuta was attacked by Bobby Fish. Bobby Fish was attacked by Chuck Taylor. The Young Bucks come down and super kick Chuck Taylor. They're about to do a three-way super kick with Adam Cole to Orange Cassidy until Roppongi 3K comes down and interferes. We get a fight into the backstage area. This whole part of this matchup kind of felt like I was watching SmackDown Shut Your Mouth when you played a hardcore match, because literally, Orange Cassidy was in that fucking ring. You saw Adam Cole go down the tunnel, and then Orange Cassidy was there. It was like SmackDown Shut Your Mouth, where you're wrestling somebody and you go towards the backstage area, and they just mysteriously appear right in front of you. That's how it felt. They fought to the back in front of Tony Khan and Jerry Lynn. This was Jimmy's favorite part of the show because Tony was on screen. We got an attitude adjustment through the table in the backstage area for a 2 count. The guys fight to the ramp once again. Adam Cole seems to have the advantage in this one after blasting Orange Cassidy with a light fixture. We get a brawl to the top of the entrance ramp, the entrance tunnel, where Adam Cole mysteriously doesn't see Orange Cassidy, who appears behind him, delivers a low blow. As Adam Cole is selling the low blow, he gives him the hug, the best friend's hug, and then drives him through basically the ramp, and then gets the victory to win the lights out match. So Orange Cassidy wins this feud, but Adam Cole's undefeated streak in AEW stays intact. What did you think about this one, Cash?
Is it over yet? Is it finally over yet? Can we get the fuck away from all of this? Or Adam Cole had potential to be. He has enough fans. He had potential to be anything. And there's people that still are not tired of the same Orange Cassidy shit they've been getting for 3 years weekly because they give him no reprieve whatsoever. But they belong nowhere near the same circles. Can this finally be over? Can we do anything else with anyone else? My favorite part of this match was Danhausen, and I've never seen him wrestle. I just know him from Twitter. He's hilarious on Twitter. That's the only thing I popped for in this match. Boo to all of this. Go away. This stunk.
He came up with the Ass Boys, calling the Gun Club the Ass Boys. So for him, for that, we accredit you, Danhausen. What did you think about the lights out match, Jimmy?
Match is fine. I gotta be honest, I think I blew my load on my anger with this feud a week ago or 2 weeks ago. I just kind of over it and been over it. And you called it. I gave you props. You called fucking dummy winning this match because it doesn't count.
Because it literally was the only way to make sense of doing another match. I'm sorry to interrupt. But we talked about this last week.
Yes, because we just had fucking dummy Orange Cassidy lose to Matt Hardy. Listen, they booked him. Here I go now. Give him a break. Dummy has booked himself into a corner of Orange Cassidy because he's so fucking popular as a rating show. He's so popular and he's so over. Yes, you're terrible. That you have to feature him, and you have to feature him in a relatively big spot. But whenever you put him in a big spot, you are lowering somebody else. In this case, it's Adam Cole. So you are fucked if you do it, fucked if you don't. I don't know what the move is, outside of the fact that if Adam Cole is as good as you all tell me he is, above average as Adam, you've got to move him up somewhere. I assume after fucking Archer, it's Hangman. Would say, sure.
Yeah. like I said last week, the only way this made sense doing another goddamn match after Adam Cole has pretty much beaten Orange Cassidy in every type of match, one-on-one, trios, mixed tag match. It was to Orange Cassidy to win here when it doesn't even fucking count. Like, he just gets the win. You can move on. But I thought that this was just a fun spectacle, but it was a little jarring because of what the lights out match stipulation has like garnered as far as a reputation. Rosa and Baker, this was not. Moxley versus Omega, this was not. This wasn't even Omega versus Janela. This was more of like a fun, if it was just a fun street fight, yeah, I would have no issues with this. But it was a fun lights out match, which isn't the type of adjective I've usually given to lights out matches in the past. They have been bloody, they have been brutal, they have been wars, a little bit hard to watch, but that's the type of matchup you want to have as a staple of the company, which the lights out match has been. This is one which was fun, but it's not one that I will look back on like I did those two previous that I talked about. But
so perhaps
I enjoyed it.
We should have called it a street fight and put it at the beginning of the fucking show, and then take the ladder match and put it at the end of the show. Just a thought.
No, because if it's not lights out, then Adam Cole has his first loss, and we already have people saying that Adam Cole is being buried because he lost a lights out match. Then I don't want to see if he lost a match that actually counted.
He's not being buried, but he is being booked down as he has been the last 3 months. We need to go Baker to save him.
And regardless of if it counts or not, he shouldn't be losing this fucking match. Okay. Adam Cole should be beating him every match they have, whatever stipulation it is.
I think it's okay and it makes sense. He lost it here.
It's okay. That's how I know you think it stinks. It's okay. There you go.
He's fine. It doesn't count. Bro.
Hey, Sid, what's she look like? She's fine. She's okay. Oh, okay.
It doesn't count. Bro says Deeb losing to Baker don't sit right with me. We also got Frantic World saying Danhausen is all elite. Annika Wilson said this crowd needed to be better. I thought the crowd was fine.
Better show, sir.
I thought the crowd was fine for what they got. Victor Nat says, I was hoping them boys would have showed up and helped CM Punk by taking out FTR. That would have made no sense. That doesn't. Yeah, but they never connected. They never had any history in ROH besides fighting each other when Punk was with Colt Cabana. Roxy says, where the fuck is Kyle O'Reilly? He had a baby this week, so that's why he was away.
Wait a minute.
But some people didn't even realize he was not here in this segment.
This is the problem. Tony Khan's running a loose ship unless you're black, and then you're at the bottom of the slave ship. But Vince would not have allowed all these cocksuckers to take time off for fucking babies and all this other injuries, all this nonsense. You work. Get to work.
You gotta
get to work.
Yeah. Fucking get over it. I got over it.
Bro says, feels like OC versus AC didn't need to be lights out. With the lack of color, I expected more than a bloody thumb. Yeah, that's all we got. A bloody thumb in this one.
Tony Khan's biography, by the way. Lack of color.
Lack of color, the Tony Khan story. Annika says it was a good match. Best friends losing damn near every week didn't help. Yeah, I mean, if they would have mixed it up, like best friends beat the Young Bucks, some balance in this feud. The feud feels unbalanced because it was all the elite winning, and then the last match, Orange Cassidy.
Because the elite, all of them, Matt Jackson included, are better than the best friends, Trent Beretta included.
Wait a minute! Oh, Trent cut his hair and all of a sudden you were out on Trent completely?
I don't like the haircut.
This episode could just be called Marcus Cash doesn't keep the same energy. Will T says Cole feuding with Cassidy has lowered his stock significantly. I totally disagree with that. I think that they've done a lot worse to Adam Cole than just feuding with Orange Cassidy, lowering his stock significantly. And if you hear the crowd, his stock has not gone down significantly.
Oh yes, it has. That crowd was not the same crowd that when he showed up to. It wasn't. nor it was the first month.
Well, that crowd is not going to be Chicago. I mean,
they were like, boom, and then it was like, all right, we're done.
Yeah.
No, they did and they did the Adam Cole
The
band.
whole entrance. What about the match?
Every week. Yes, they were into the match. They were into the match as well.
It's over.
Maybe I'm watching a different show. Frantic World says AEW comes back to Ohio. They need to go to Columbus National Wide Arena.
I'll tell you what, for more people, why? I remember the crowd from 2 weeks ago. You ain't confusing me. Fucking 12 people in fucking stands. You got blackout the whole arena.
Victor Nash says they've been killing time until Omega returns, and we'll get Omega and Bucks versus Adam Cole and Red Dragon. Well, I think they've wasted enough time or killed enough time for us. They need to do something.
Why is that an excuse? They're killing time until we're gonna stink until we can do this thing. That's not how that works.
Roxy says, I want Kenny back already so we can see Mox versus Kenny versus Cowboy shit. We also got Annika who says, Jimmy, I am a chick.
We discussed this last week. We discussed it this week. Your name is Annika. I am aware. It slipped out. I say sir a lot. That's why. You're a part of the
and then we got
that are part of this group we have here.
Frantic World who says, I like the main event. So let's wrap this one up. Let's put our thumbs in the middle for the January 26, 2022 episode of AEW Dynamite with their Beach Break special in 3, 2, 1. Thumbs in the middle, thumbs up, thumbs down. It's all confusing here, ladies and gentlemen. Your rating out of 10, Cash.
3.
3 out of 10 for Marcus Cash. Jimmy?
5.
5 out of 10 for Jimmy Macram. And just to piss y'all off, I was gonna go 7.5. I'll go 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. Bookmark by 2 bangers, a fun main event lights out match, and that spectacular ladder match to open the show. Love both of those. Match of the night though for Cash.
The only match of the night, the ladder match.
Jimmy?
Same.
We are unanimous in that accord. MVP, Jimmy.
Shit. MJF.
MJF. Cash.
Wardlow.
I'll go Sammy Guevara for that extraordinary performance in the opener. LVP, Cash.
Tony Khan.
Okay. Jimmy.
You know Tony Khan just understood at this point. Red Velvet.
Man, I actually got to agree with you there. I think it is Red Velvet in this one because that match that was the weakest match of the night. So I gotta give it to one of those. But Layla Hirsch at least looked impressive in the post match. So yeah, I'll go with Red Velvet as well. Unfortunately, but yes, that gives us. Let's hear from a couple of the comments that we got here for any thoughts in their ratings on the show. We got Victor Nash with 2 thumbs up. We got Will T saying SP must be on Molly or something with a 7 out of 10. There you go. But literally, most everybody, yes, 8 out of 10. We got Annika who's just playing with it, saying 6.9 out of 10. That's basically a 10. We got Victor Nash with an 8 out of 10. We got Roxy with 6.5 out of 10. Will T is actually Marcus Cash burner account, so he says 4 out of 10. We got Razor Gem who says 4.20 out of 10.
Must be high.
And Victor Nash saying MVP Sammy Guevara, and his match of the night was the ladder match as well. So that brings us to a close on another edition of AEWramble. Marcus Cash, you want to let the people know where they can find you on social media, sir?
At YouTube/Jimmy Macram. Jimmy?
What else is there to say at that point?
He has a Patreon.
That's kind of my fucking thing.
He's got a Patreon.
Like literally,
You
he
got one thing.
didn't want to plug any of his own things, but
This Instagram you don't use, and the other one that you fucking
Abandoned.
Yeah. If
If you need Valentine's Day gifts, though, check
I
out-
don't. You gotta make me stop doing it. I feel gross. Enough of that.
and you can follow me on the Twitter machine at TrueHillSP3. I will be not later, but tomorrow I have Royal Rumble previews for Believe in Pro Wrestling podcast with Rick Ucchino and Alex McCarthy. That drops at 7 a.m. I'll be live with Kenny Bolin on Sports Keto Wrestling, previewing the Royal Rumble there. And then here on the True Hill Heat YouTube channel, we got plenty of content for Royal Rumble week. We're going to have a Royal Rumble preview tomorrow at 1:05 p.m. Eastern Time. Myself, Drunk Guy JJ, Romeo, Chris G will break down the card for this Saturday. I'm getting that confused. I always want to say Sunday, but this Saturday. But you could also talk about the big news, the big rumor for this Saturday, the return of Ronda Rousey on 3 Count with SP3 over on patreon.com/True Hill Heat. Also got the World on GCW review that's up right now on our Patreon. We will drop it later this week on our YouTube channel. Later on tonight, we got Blunt Impact with Chris G and Ness reviewing Impact on Access TV. You can see Chris G on NX3 this week, NX3 episode 42, reviewing NXT 2.0. You also see Rated Raw Superstars, one of our highest rated watch-alongs from Monday Night Raw with Romeo, Drunk Guy JJ, Wendy, and Josh. We're also going to have our Royal Rumble watch-along this Saturday. Romeo's going to be hosting that along with the others. You can also see True Hill Heat over on the Teddy Turnbuckle YouTube channel as we break down SmackDown. And then, of course, True Hill Heat 160 this Saturday, 11:05 a.m. Eastern Time, with special guest Andrew Zarian of the Matman Podcast and Wrestling Observer. So a lot of content to enjoy on Patreon and YouTube. I want to thank Jimmy and Marcus Cash and all of you for watching us live. For Cash, for Jimmy, it is me, your True Hill Phenom, SP3. This has been AEWramble, episode 27, the dumbest Lad-durrrr match ever. We are signing off until next time.